Hey everybody, Michael here. Hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at two more products from the Crafted line, which is a collaboration between the TheSalonGuy and Flagship Pomade. If you remember a little while ago, we looked at their Extreme Hold Matte Paste, which was the first product in the line, and it was a pretty impressive product, and this time we're looking at the two other products that followed it. In this video, we'll be looking at their Medium Hold Matte Clay as well as their Light Hold Blow Dry Cream. We're going to be looking at them both together and separately, and we are going to start with the clay. So the clay is a pretty straightforward product. It is a water-based medium hold matte finish clay. It advertises a lot of pliability, and of course it is meant to be a texture product. So as you see, like the paste, this one comes in that large 4-ounce black plastic container, except this one has a metallic orange accent color, and of course all the language pertains to the clay rather than the paste. There's your application directions, and then here around this side are your ingredients. And then when you take the lid off on the inside, you see a product that looks thicker than the clay. It looks a little bit waxy, but still looks like a water-based clay nonetheless. The scent is really nice. It's a bit darker than the scent that was on the paste. The paste had a bit of like a sportier, fresher scent. This is another cologne scent, but it's on the darker side. It has some nice sort of leather notes in there. Definitely a little bit of amber. I like it. It's a bit more musky as well. It's very nice. Getting into using the product though, scooping it out, it is a bit thick, but scoops out pretty easily nonetheless. And then when it comes to breaking it down, the directions say you could either break down the product fully for a bit of a grippier application, but it will have more hold up front, or you could leave it a little bit creamier in your hands for an easier application, but the product might need to set in a little bit more over time to reach that true medium hold. So it is a little bit of a trade-off. Would you rather break it down all the way, apply with a little bit more grip, but you get more hold up front, or would you rather have an easier application process, but you might need to let the product set a little bit before you get that true medium hold? And for me, I apply the product fully broken down because I want that more immediate hold. Yeah, it is a little bit more uncomfortable, and yes, there is some gripping and tugging, but for me, it's a worthwhile sacrifice because I'd rather have more hold up front. And I'm not like ripping out hairs left and right or anything like that either. And when styling, the hold initially is a bit waxy. I just layered in 2 scoops into dry hair, and the hold is pretty noticeably waxy, which could be a little bit discomforting for some people or a little bit difficult to style because waxier products tend to make the hair kind of sort of stand straight up, which can make getting a hairstyle a little bit difficult for some people who aren't experienced with styling their hair. But for me, I'm able to overcome it with relative ease and get a nice textured hairstyle. The texture looks a little bit coarse because it is a bit more of a drier, grippier product, but nonetheless, I am still able to get a hairstyle that I'm happy with. The hold is a true medium, the finish is matte, and the hold that it has stays pretty much a medium hold all day long as well. And because it advertises a lot of pliability, you can definitely restyle and touch up your hair as much as you want to throughout the day also. Now for me, when it comes to endurance with this product, it's not really a question of whether it stays a medium hold all day, because it does, and Flagship is very good at making durable products. The real question for endurance is whether a medium hold is just enough to tame your specific head of hair. Like for people who have really extraordinarily thick, wavy heads of hair, it might be a bit difficult to get any medium hold product to work for you. So you see what I'm saying? Like the endurance of the product is more dependent on whether a medium even works in your hair or not, and if it does, I find that the hold is pretty consistent throughout the day. The only thing that I would note is that later in the day, the product does feel softer in the hair. It takes on kind of like a slightly softer, more pasty feeling as opposed to the waxy feeling that it initially had. But it stays matte. It still gives you a nice amount of texture. You can still run your fingers through it, though it is not quite as waxy like I said, and it does get a little bit more of that drier, pastier feeling, but not in excess at all. And even when I had longer hair, I got good results with this clay that I was pretty happy with, and it never made my hair go crazy or anything like that, or get any like really weird waves in it or anything. It was a pretty good medium hold product for me, even with a lot more hair on my head. And then to wash it out at the end of the day, you just need some warm water and it should come out without any problem. Your hair never feels dried out with the product in it, and it won't feel like that either when you rinse it out. Alright, so now with the clay out of the way, let's take a look at the blow dry cream. So water-based product, light hold, it's meant to be a pre-styler, so I'm not going to review it in terms of its endurance or anything like that because it's meant to be paired with another product. You just put this in, blow dry your hair into place, then add a stronger product over top to finish the style. So we're going to look at it though, starting with the application, but before we do, let's take a look at the bottle. As you see, it comes in this 8-ounce plastic bottle. I like the labeling on this one a lot because green is my favorite color, and then here on the one side are the usage directions, and then here are the ingredients, and as you see, it has a pump to dispense the product. And I'm not going to open the bottle and tell you what it smells like just because I don't want to risk it getting messy, but it has a nice sort of jasmine sandalwood scent. It's a bit more unisex than the other crafted products, but it still is really nice and fresh. And as we should expect from a light hold cream product that comes in a pump bottle, it is very easy to distribute into your hands. Just one pump for me is all I need to use as a pre-styler. I just rub my hands together, I put it into some damp hair, no issue there of course because it applies very easily, and then I begin blow drying. Now for me, when I blow dry, I use the warm setting on on high output, so just a lot of warm air in my hair. And what I noticed right away is that this product gives you some serious volume and makes your hair feel really nice and soft, and the hold is present, but it is light. So it's not a whole lot of hold. It's not going to make your hair really rigid or stiff or anything like that. It'll just give you enough hold to get the control that you want and get the shape that you want. And it also still feels really nice and smooth and almost kind of silky in a way. I like the finished result. My hair feels really nice and soft, but it also has tons of volume. There is some hold there. There's a great foundation. I absolutely love the results that I get with this product when I use it as a pre-styler, mostly because it gives you everything that you would get from a lot of other pre-stylers, like texture sprays, blow-dry creams, sea salt sprays, all those sorts of pre-styler products. But unlike a lot of those, which can tend to be pretty dry, this one actually feels really nice and smooth and soft while still giving you that foundation. So yeah, I mean, it has a lot of control, a lot of great volume, texture, nice matte finish to it, doesn't add any shine to your hair. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just 1 scoop of the crafted clay on top to see how these two interact with one another. And what I found is that it also makes the application of the clay a lot easier because your hair feels really nice and smooth and soft with this product in it. So then it makes the application of a grippier product like the clay even a little bit easier. And because I need to use less product when I pair it with the blow dry cream, it doesn't feel as waxy in my hair when I'm styling either. It gives me a lot more control because my foundation is already laid. I'm just finishing the style with a product that adds a bit more hold and a bit more texture to get me through the day. But yeah, here in this case, the hold is still a pretty solid medium. The finish is still matte. It gives you a little bit more texture, I would say. I really like the texture that I get with this as well. And the style, I think overall just looks a bit better as well. It has a bit more of a natural look to it because you don't need to use as much of a waxier sort of styling product like the clay. You use a little bit less of that, and that gives you a more natural looking hairstyle that I am personally really pleased with. Now, the hair never feels dry, it never feels greasy, it doesn't really lose volume, and I think it actually looks a lot better using it this way. And then to wash both of these out at the end of the day, same thing, just some warm water and it comes right out. So now that we're into the final verdict, we'll just do the final verdict really quickly. I will start with the crafted matte clay. So the final verdict on the matte clay, I think it is exactly what it says it is. It's a medium hold, matte finished, pliable, water-based clay, gives some nice texture, some nice volume, definitely an all-day medium hold. And when it comes to endurance, really the only question is a medium hold enough for your specific head of hair? Keeps the hold pretty much the same all day, never gets greasy. It might get a little bit more pasty throughout the day, not as waxy as it is initially. And I think for some of you, some of you might not like how waxy it feels at first, but that subsides rather quickly, and the learning curve on this is not very steep. It's a pretty simple, straightforward product. I think it gives pretty good results, and in fact, I think this might actually be one of the better clays that Flagship has ever made. A very refined medium hold clay. I enjoy it. I think a lot of you will find it pretty enjoyable as well, especially if you just kind of want a straight up, no frills, medium hold matte finish clay. So while the clay is an enjoyable product, I do have to say though, I think the light hold blow dry cream is really the outstanding product in the entire line because I really do think it is the most unique of the 3 that exist right now. First of all, you get a ton of product. This is an 8-ounce bottle. It's going to last you a while. Also too, I like that it is a true light hold. Oftentimes when we see light hold, a lot of those products just have no hold, but this does have a noticeable hold. It is just light. But also too, the foundation that it gives to your hair, lots of volume, texture, control, nice matte finish. It feels nice and soft in the hair. It gives you a really good initial foundation to then add a stronger product on top. And what I like too is that it makes products that you apply after it a bit easier to apply, and you don't need to use as much of a stronger product to get pretty good results. But yeah, the most unique thing about it though is I would say it gives you a result similar to some sort of texture sprays or pre-style waxes or other pre-styler creams, but not quite as stiff or pasty or dry or anything like that. This one makes your hair feel nice and soft, and you don't need to use a lot of it at a time to get a really good result. I am very, very pleased with the results that I get from this product because I think it is pretty unique. It actually feels like a nice, true sort of creamy pre-styler product where it makes your hair feel nice and soft and hydrated after using it. Overall, it is really an enjoyable product to use, and definitely make sure that you don't use too much of it because otherwise you won't get as good of a result that I was able to get on using it myself. So yeah, I'm very pleased with both products. I think they both are very well done, but this one really is the standout product for me in the entire Crafted line. It just really is a very nice, unique product, and I think that's because you get good results without it going overboard. Like for example, you get some good results from other cream pre-stylers like Enigma or Blackwater, but they have way more hold than this one, and they can be very easy to overuse and can oftentimes feel really dry in the hair because of it, whereas this one is very forgiving and it does a good job of also smoothing out your hair as well as taming it without over taming it. So that way it doesn't compete against other styling products that you want to use, and just overall, just such a good pre-styler. I absolutely love it. So yeah, but either way, if either of these products sound appealing to you, I think they are what they say they are. They will do a good job for what they are meant to do. So highly recommend either of them if one of them sounds interesting to you, or both. So yeah, with that said, everybody, this was a review of the Crafted Matte Clay and the Light Hold Blow Dry Cream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and don't forget to subscribe. Also make sure that you check the description down below for a more detailed written review of these products on my blog, as well as a link where you can find it for yourself. And also at the way bottom of the description, I will be comparing these products to a few others on the market to give you a better idea of how they might stack up against some others in your collection. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to go get this video put together as soon as possible for all of you. So you all have a good one, and I will see you all soon with another video.